Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, and today I'm going to be talking about something that is probably going to be a little weird at first. You know, it's a very personal opinion of mine and maybe some of you may not understand it, especially if you're younger. If you are in the younger generation that I am trying to actually reach with this video, then you might think it's a little cringy, but if you're around my age, you know, if you're in your late 20s or early 30s, then you might just relate to what I'm saying, okay? Or even if you're a little older than that. But here's the thing. The title of the video, Romance is Dead, it's meant to be very dramatic. It's almost kind of clickbaity, you know, but it is essentially what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, okay? Because romance is something that, well, that's just it, right? I don't think it really exists anymore, you know? I think that it's a generational thing. My generation was like the generation before mine, you know? Like my parents and I'm pretty sure like anyone's parents, you know, who has the age that I do, you know, there was a lot more romance back in their days, you know, like we're talking about like the 80s or the 70s, you know, things were much more romantic, people were romantic, the gestures were much more romantic, you know, the whole general atmosphere behind dating and relationships, you know. Then when my generation came around, it's almost like it started to kind of vanish, you know, there was very little romance left, you know. It's almost like it's really hard for there, it was really hard for there to be romance within my social circles, you know, my friends, you know, trying to date people with romantic gestures didn't really work out too well. And I think that the current generation now, the kids and the teenagers of today, the adolescency, like there is no more romance, you know. It has completely vanished off the face of the earth, you know. Let me explain. I'm starting to think that romance is something that isn't really as valued today as it used to be in the past, you know, because different generations view romance in different ways, you know. So I think that my generation still had a little bit of romance, you know. A girl could recognize a romantic gesture, you know, and she could actually, she could either like it or not like it too much, you know. Not every girl was really into those sappy romantic gestures, you know, but a lot of people like to watch romantic movies, you know, so we draw a lot from these movies, you know, the cliches inside of them, and try to, we try to kind of like channel them into real life, you know. There's a really cool video by Ryan Higa called, I believe it's Romantically Cliches in Real Life. You guys can go watch that one later, you know, but watch my video first. I need the view time more than him. And I think it's a very threadbare concept. It's a really threadbare concept, you know, because I mean, romance does still exist, but it's very, very minimal. The examples are few and far between. Back when I was a kid, it was totally normal for you to maybe write a romantic poem or even a love song, you know, or buy maybe like I don't know, okay, depends on what you're trying to do, but you can buy some romantic gifts for the girl that you like, somebody who you had a crush on, you know, depending on the girl, if she was into that kind of thing, and if she was a nice girl, you could present her with these things and she would actually like it, you know. Even if she wasn't interested in you, she would still at least say thank you. She would like the gesture, she would appreciate the effort, you know. She would pretty much treat you just completely normally, you know. There was nothing wrong with it. I have struck out a lot trying to be romantic when I was younger, you know, but I have also had a lot of success in the area, you know. However, as I got older, and also when I moved to a different country, living in Brazil now, I started to notice that romance kind of like sucked. You know, like Brazilian girls aren't really as romantic as American girls in my experience, you know. Not just when I was younger, but as I grew up, I started to see that the generation of today doesn't really appreciate romance as the ones in the past did, you know. Because romance is something that what used to be sweet and innocent has now become cringy and creepy. You know, women see romance today as something creepy, and whenever a guy tries to be romantic, she calls him like a creepy stalker, you know, which honestly doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Now, look, guys. Romance is something that should always be looked upon with positive eyes, okay? The idea itself, you know, the effort of the gesture should always be appreciated. But I do understand that there are limits, you know? Like, if you just met a girl and you're already into her, you shouldn't go out and buy chocolates and teddy bears and write a bunch of poems and stuff, you know, and like get a tattoo of her name on your forearm or something. No, don't. That does like sort of cross the threshold of the limit, you know. It becomes really freaking creepy, okay? But I still think that women today don't know how to appreciate it, you know. They like, it's really weird because women are really complicated, you know. They always have been, no offense there, but let's be honest, like our society is very sexist, okay? So we sort of impose that it's more normal for the guys to try to you know, declare themselves to the girls and vice versa. You know, when a girl tries to be romantic, then normally the guy might think it's a little cheesy and brush it off, but he'll still go with it. You know, but then when a guy tries to be romantic, then automatically he's a creepy stalker. You know, it's really unfair in my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with a girl trying to declare herself to the guy that she likes. You know, I think it's actually nice that we are inverting this sexist paper in society. You know, now it's totally normal for the girl to say, look, I like you, you want to go out or something, you know. Women can ask men out. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. Like, it has happened to me before, but because I grew up in a very sexist American society, it's very weird because in my head, it's like, wait a second, aren't I supposed to ask her out? What's going on here? But I always just roll with it, you know. And like, I think that I have tried to be romantic before, but it has backfired. I have crashed and burned trying something really simple. Like, I don't know, I would like to go and talk to her, but I want to be creative about it, you know. I tried to maybe write like a little note or something, you know, saying that I'm into her, you know. Maybe she could meet up with me somewhere and we could talk, you know. Like the very nice little high school thing, you know. It's a very nice tactic because nothing else works, you know. But bear with me here. You might think that writing a romantic note today as an adult is a little strange, but bear with me here. If you try to declare yourself in person, it might not work. She might think it's really weird. She might be uncomfortable. If you try to declare yourself through WhatsApp, then she's gonna say, no, it's not cool. You should say it face to face, you know. It's gonna be a little cringy. You can try to call her, but it's gonna be weird because she's gonna be uncomfortable. Everything makes the goddamn chick uncomfortable, you know. Everything makes the girl feel uncomfortable. So why not write a damn note? Because I think that writing a note is the most discreet way for you to go about it, you know, because nobody knows. You know, it's like, I don't know, you could call her, but you might interrupt her doing something. You could send her a message on WhatsApp or whatever app you use, you know. Yeah, she might read it later, but she might also forget about it completely, you know. You can't talk to her in person because there might not be too many opportunities to do so. So why not slip her a little note, you know? It's nice, you know, because it's not just romantic, but it's nice and mysterious, you know. You like give her a little note there, you know, like just tell her read it later when you can, and when she does, she finds out what's going on, you know, then she gets back to you. I don't know, man. I think that notes are a good way to convey romantic messages sometimes, you know. And I'm a very sappy romantic guy. I still write poems and music, you know, but it does depend on the woman. I don't do this for every girl who I'm trying to get with, you know, so it depends. It really depends. If I see that the lady isn't really too into romance, and I just hit the ground running, guns blazing, you know, I don't really care. I'll just walk up to her and say, look, I'm into you. You want to go out or something, you know, I like you, you know, or sometimes depending on how she is, I'll be a little more creative. I'll make it a little sappy. I'll be like, look, I know this is really sudden, but I've been into you for a while, you know, just, I don't know, whatever the context is, we've been working. No, I would never get with a coworker. I don't know, we've been in the same place for a while, you know, in college, you know, and I've had my eye on you for a while, and then, hey, I'm single, you're single, I just wanted to know if maybe you wanted to grab some coffee or something to see where it goes, you know. So it really depends on the woman, you know, how creative I feel. But yeah, depending on the situation, I might just slip her a note just to make it a little more discreet, you know, and not disturb her. But I have crashed and burned a lot, you know. It has happened before in the past where I would give a girl a note and her friends would come over and see it, and it would just create a whole cringy mess. But okay, here's the thing, guys. You might have noticed that throughout the video I am saying both girl and woman, and it's because I'm trying to be careful here, because if I say girl, people might think I'm like a pedophile or something, you know, because I'm actually an adult. So if I say woman, it makes more sense. Because YouTube is a complicated place, the internet is complicated today. People take a lot of things out of context and they jump to conclusions, they assume things. So let me just say woman from now on, you know, because I am also trying to appeal to a younger generation. So if any teenagers watch me, then they're going to understand more girl, you know, but any adults are going to understand woman. So anyway, fine, let's just move on, okay? So here's the thing. There is a certain limitation to what you should do when it comes to romance, you know. I have talked to women who have told me straight up that they don't like romance. How the hell can somebody not like romance? Like, I can understand a guy saying it, but how can a woman say, oh, I don't like romance? Like, so, and women with boyfriends, by the way, or husbands, you know, so, my allergies acted up all of a sudden. So, how can you outright say that you don't like romance? So, if somebody tries to do a romantic gesture with you, you're gonna tell them to screw off or something, you know, even if it's your own boyfriend. How the hell can somebody not like, okay, women and girls watching this video here, whatever age you are, like, leave a comment below telling me what you think about this, if you do like romance, and if you don't, why you don't, you know, and if you understand people who also don't, like, let me know, because I'm really curious about this, you know. So I don't understand how somebody cannot like romance. But anyway, so it's a way for you to show that you like the person, or you're trying to show affection, you know? You don't have to do something in public, like don't buy her a huge freaking bouquet of flowers in front of 100 people. You don't have to do it like that, you know? The best kind of romance is the one that nobody sees except your significant other, you know? You don't have to show off to other people, man, because this generation is like, okay, my boyfriend got me some flowers and chocolate, I'm gonna take 10 photos and post it on Facebook so everybody can see that I got presents, you know? Or the boyfriend does it and he takes photos and shows how romantic he is. This is where it starts to get cringy. You're not supposed to show the world that you're a romantic person, you know? You just gotta show the person who you're demonstrating the romance to, you know? That's just my opinion. So you don't have to show it to the world, you know? Unless, of course, you're doing a YouTube video to get views and AdSense, then in that case, it's something I would also do. But it's different. I'm a digital content creator, so I produce videos for the internet. It's completely different, okay? But I normally would try to keep it on the down low, you know? That's just how I am. So, I don't know, man. I think that this generation can't appreciate romance anymore. A romantic gesture comes off as like, I don't know, you say, hey, what's your name? In a note, right? Hey, what's your name? I saw you across the hall and I wanted to tell you that I like you. But then the very first thing the girl is gonna think, wow, this is so creepy. This guy's a stalker. He knows my name. Who the hell is this? You know, he keeps watching me in the hallways. Who the hell is he? You know, is he filming me or something? So this is like the thought process that girls or women, you know, immediately jump to today. You know, I think high school girls, it's more common for them to think this way, you know, like, guy, you're not even thinking straight, you know, you're jumping to conclusions. You're not considering the fact that it's a romantic gesture. It's a way that the person is trying to approach you. Why do you automatically jump to the creepy stalker side of it, you know? It's really unfair to guys, you know, to boys and men everywhere who are trying to be romantic, you know, I know that you guys are trying, and hey, just keep at it, you know. Eventually you're gonna find a girl who's not a freaking sociopath, you know, who thinks that every romantic gesture is freaking creepy, you know. So yeah, I've gone through this before, you know. So but I still try to be romantic, but I am like a chameleon when it comes to women, you know. I see what the woman is like and I adapt to her in real time, you know. I camouflage myself, you know. I change my skin. I can be a nice romantic guy, you know, who's respectful, you know, but I can also be pretty dirty, you know. I can also be a douche, you know, if she wants somebody who just gets at her in any kind of way, you know, unless if she likes the whole quick and fast routine, then I'm all for it, you know. I adapt depending on the woman who I'm trying to get with, you know. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with me, you know, when we're dating and when we start dating. So it's a big box of surprise there. Life is like a box of chocolates, you know, so you never know what you're gonna get. All right. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here, okay? I'm really curious to know what your opinions are. So shout out in the comments below. Tell me if you agree or disagree with me. Whether or not you do, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the notification bell to know exactly what time I'm gonna upload, because I do it completely at random, okay? And that's it for today, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now in a romantic way, or non-romantic, depending on the way you see it. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.